Hey, what's going on? It's BizzyDad here. You're there, and let's talk about Force of Will. This is going to be a video of me just rapping about the game. It was a ruler review from Return of the Dragon Emperor. We're going to go over them and just my thoughts on them, my predictions for the final set, my plans for the future, my schedule, if you could call it a schedule. I don't really have a reliable record and upload schedule, which I apologize for. So a lot of times I just record in bulk and then edit and throw it up there so it doesn't look like there's a huge span of inactivity. So Return of the Dragon Emperor has been out now, going on a couple of weeks, and my impression of the set is it's pretty solid. A lot of really good cards in the set that work well within the set, but also work well outside in support of other sets and other decks, which is really good to see. Going into Legacy Lost and Return of the Dragon Emperor, I didn't know how handcuffed you were going to be with the dual attribute rulers and the dual attribute stones and cards. And I was afraid, would it lock you into specific combos only for it to be effective? And I have to say that it's been relatively great, both sets. So when we get into the final set, all the dual rulers and all the dual attributes seem to be done. So it's going to be interesting to see how they tie it up. But I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. I want to stay with the current set, stay in Return of the Dragon Emperor, and talk about the rulers. Now, I was able to pull every ruler except Prisia, which was the one I wanted. And now that the set is out and we've had some ARGs and some other big events and tournaments, it seems like that's the one everyone is running after because somebody figured out how to win on turn two with their OTK, and then everybody just copies it and tries to run with it. I don't know. Actually, I do know. I'm not a fan of how fast the game seems to be going to, where people are finding out ways to win on turn two or turn three, or just end the game so quickly. And that could just be my bias towards the Alice cluster, where the decks and the games were slower. Really more strategy to me that was involved in thinking long term and trying to plan a few moves ahead. Doesn't seem to be the case with Lapis Cluster. It seems to be just very aggressive, very ruler heavy. And I want to go into that too, because the Alice Cluster phase out is going to be interesting to see how Lapis Cluster moves forward without some of those cards in Alice that doesn't break it, but it just really is the root of all this aggression. So we have Kagi here, and I have her here for a reason, for just a little bit of shameless promotion on my part and plugging. The Scribble Sketch deck challenge is coming back, and where I will be building a deck against Scribble Sketch with the same rulers. We try to make it as fun as possible, and we throw it out there to see what everybody thinks. I mean, it's not really a contest. There's no winner or loser, but the decks are really fun to build, and it makes me think. So Kaguya has been chosen. We both pulled her out of our boxes. So we are both going to be building decks. That's going to be coming out in, I would say, next week. The deck challenge will be posted on my channel and Scribble Sketches, and I'll put a link to her channel below. It's going to be interesting to build for Kaguya. She's very fun, and of course, very heavy on the treasury items. But the treasury items in this set are really good, and could be used with her or sometimes in other decks without her. So I really like how they went along with that. Kaguya to me is pretty solid and will be pretty fun to build for. So look out for that deck profile and look out for Scribble Sketch and the deck challenge. People hating on Milliam, and they say he's too gimmicky, he's tough to build for, he's too reliant on dice, and that brings in the luck factor, the chance factor, and kind of diminishes the skill factor. But I would kind of, I do agree. When it comes to rolling dice, you win or lose based on just a completely random number. But I would argue that a little bit with this Prisia turn 2 OTK, because you need to have certain cards in your hand. So isn't that chance too, when you're shuffling and drawing and dealing and mulligan for new cards? Isn't that randomness? Isn't that chance? And you build your decks to like hit these turn 2 OTKs or turn 3 OTKs. If you get the cards, great. You're probably in good shape and you're going to win. If you don't get the cards, you need your backup plan and you might not win. And it almost seems the same way as just rolling dice, dealing cards. So that chance element is still there. But I'm looking forward to building for Milliam. Obviously, it doesn't seem like he'll be super competitive, but this is a ruler where you're pretty much handcuffed. You're handcuffed into that force mechanic to just try to roll dice and build up the counters. But really, try to get it to 40 and just win the game in big dramatic fashion. So more fun than anything, but we will be building for him. Gil Lapis. This is probably the ruler I will play the most out of this set. I'm a Gil Lapis fan. I love the original Gil Lapis. I love the Shift Gil Lapis. I just really like him. And him being able to remove cards from the game and then mess with that and then play them, that to me is just really, really sick. And let's just flip him over really quick, show you what I'm talking about. When you do flip him over, he has an ability of X, and it says you may play a face-up card with total cost X or less from your opponent's removed area without paying its cost until end of turn. Play this ability only once per turn. So on your turn and your opponent's turn, you could pay X and just play their cards out of their RFG area. Think of the implications if you go up against somebody who has like a Seal of Wind and Light, which is 2. You pay 2, it's just X. You don't have to pay green and white. You pay 2, and then you could play their own Seal of Wind and Light against them and cancel a summon spell of theirs, which is just really insane. Just really burn spells or life gaining spells. If you're on the ropes and they have, just say they have a Gathering of Fairies in there, you just pay 1 X and you gain 1,000 life. It's really cool. And all those cards become instant because it's an activate ability. So just regular chance now become instant. That is really cool. So I definitely am looking forward to building for him. His stone is really phenomenal. Black, red, and you remove the top card of your opponent's deck from the game. So it's really strong, and I'm really looking forward to playing with him. So if anybody gets more buzz or the same amount of buzz as Parisia, it's Gil Alhamat. And I've seen a couple of decks of his, and it seems really strong. I have not built for him yet, but I eventually will because I have him, and I have him in full art. So I was just been thinking about him and just how tough he is. Over here on his sorry for the light, guys. And here's what we're talking about, because we get the big flip. And he's so big, he's trying to take the camera out. He who grasps all is trying to grasp the camera. So soaking him in a 2000, and barrier, swiftness, precision, flying, first strike. If you ever play somebody and it gets to this side, he's pretty much so tough to deal with and get rid of. I would imagine you lose if you're playing somebody and he gets to this side. But I was thinking about the last set in the Lapis Cluster L4. Now this is, just like a final boss style type of ruler. And it's going to be the end of the story. And when the new cluster comes out in September, it's going to be a whole new story. We need a really good ending here. And I've been thinking, who needs justice? Who needs to be the hero to defeat Gil Alhamat? Now, I know some people would have their guesses, but I've been thinking and really just keying in on his stuff right here, on his skills and his abilities. And when you look at it, there are not many ways to really kill him here, even though he doesn't have imperishable, because he has the barrier and just 2,000 defense. So it's really tough. But if you think about it, what card in existence right now can skirt all of these and get to him to destroy him, while at the same time, that same card needs redemption, needs to be the hero, and would be a great ending if this person came back in the last set as a ruler to defeat Gil Alhamat. Anybody? Yes! Reflect, Refrain. Now, if you think about it, the shift card, you put the counters on this, and then you flip it over to Refrain, and once you remove the counters, you destroy everything. Now, you destroy all additions, regalia, resonators, and J rulers. That gets around barrier that gets around all of that. And it's a way to kill Gil Al-Hamid. And wouldn't that be a great ending? Great story for somebody who at the present moment is persona non grata, banned for life, banned everywhere, not welcome. Maybe in the underground games, but reflect, refrain. Will it be the ultimate redemption? Will they come back to take out Gil Al-Hamid and end the story? Happy ending? Or does Gil Al-Hamid trying to grasp the camera? Does Gil Al-Hamid reign supreme, and does it end bad? We don't know. If it worked out that way, I think it would be really cool. Reflect, refrain, let them come back, let them be the heroes, kill Gil Al-Hamid, and restore peace to the world, the galaxy, help Alice out. I mean, however it ends, that would be really cool. So we're talking about the new set, the new cluster that will come out in September. Alice Cluster will rotate out, and allegedly it's supposed to be a whole new story, whole new mechanics. I really don't know. But being that it's Force of Will right now is such a heavy ruler-centric meta, and you see the Priscias and the Lumias and the Foxes and everybody's running wild, it's interesting to note that Black Moonbeam will rotate out. This card will no longer be in the New Frontier format to kill a J ruler and not be chased. And this is in so many decks right now because of how heavy J rulers are. So what's going to happen? They didn't reprint it in Vingolf 3. Now, we don't know if in Lapis 4, the final set of the cluster, will there be a card like this? I think there will be. I don't know if it will be chaseable or not. This is pretty strong. They did reprint Wind Secluded Refuge. I don't know if that's a clue or not. But, excuse me, if they don't, how valuable now do some of these other cards become that were printed, like the new Blazer? When this card enters your field, destroy target J ruler. If Black Moonbeam is not reprinted, you're going to be looking at some of these cards now. Here's Erasure. Destroy target non-Magic Stone cards. That would be a J ruler. It's going to be interesting to see if Black Moonbeam or a Black Moonbeam card is not reprinted, how people are going to go about destroying J rulers. Here's Glorious. With a quick cast, destroy target J Resonator that dealt damage this turn. So if J ruler attacks and does some damage, Glorious can just come in and take them out. And really, I think probably the most interesting card in this new set is Ryula or Ryula. I don't know how to say it. But the one first of its kind is a Resonator able to come in and heal an Astral Ruler, which I think is really strong. So I don't know if these are just kind of like hints of things to come or whatnot. But really, these are just my thoughts. I just wanted to get it out there and see what you guys thought about it. If you agree or disagree, I just always love our discussions. So that's really it for today. Right now, Gil Al-Hamid is looming over us. Will reflect. If Reflect Refrain comes back as a ruler, even if it's an unfold ruler, and then that would be interesting too, because they're always separate. So could you see a ruler of Reflect, and then the one side is Refrain, and then you unfold it, and then they're both there, kind of like this, and just finally together to just destroy Gil Al-Hamid or just completely restore world peace? I don't know. I think that would be pretty interesting. If it does happen, hey, maybe you heard it here first, maybe not. I don't know if anybody's had the same idea of me. Also, if this is in writing somewhere, please, somebody just link it to me. I'm not intentionally trying to steal anything, but if anybody else saw this or wrote about this first, I did not mean to steal it. I was just, just reading the story and then looking at the cards and doing all that. So that's it. Me just talking a little bit. Be on the lookout for my Scribble Sketch deck challenge with Kaguya. Also, in April, I'm going to be on the Ruler in the Beats podcast, which is amazing. I'm so glad the guys asked me on. So once I know that date, I will post it or promote it, I guess, and we'll link to everything there too. So just a lot going on, and I got to get some matches with Mike and get those recorded too. Also, Lackey. I'm going to try to get to know how to get Lackey to work and maybe play some online games against the subscribers and then record them and post them. So definitely a lot in the works coming up. So leave me a comment. Love to hear from you. Like, share, subscribe, all that other stuff. More videos always coming. Thanks for a few minutes. Talk to you soon.